Hi, and welcome back to the Ravioli podcast. Today I have a new guest here, and she goes by Mars Books on Instagram. We never met each other, so it's also awkward for us to be recording this episode.
Yeah. Hopefully, like by the end of the episode, it would be less awkward.
Yeah,
But
this is going to be our icebreaker.
yeah,
Okay,
mentioning books already. Mentioning books already.
yeah, I would like you to introduce a little bit of you and like when did you start reading, your reading background?
Okay, so my name is Mariana. I'm 18 years old and I'm currently in college. I'm studying languages, literature, and culture, so a little bit in like the reading universe and everything. But yeah, I started reading very early in my life because my dad, he has a huge library here in his house, and I've always been influenced to read. Um, but then I kind of stopped because I didn't have the time to it. But then I read To All the Boys I've Loved Before, the series, and I absolutely discovered my love for books again, my love for romance, and it just, started. But yeah, I think that's that. I'm so sorry for the notifications. I'm gonna turn it off.
It's okay. And what's like your favorite book genre? Do you have like a specific one or you kind of just read whatever it is?
I read whatever it's like in my mood, but I can't deny it and say that, my favorite book genre is not romance. That's what I read the most. But I'm also a huge fan of like mystery, and crime and nonfiction too. I'm a huge fan of like the commentaries and, just reading about like the real life world. So yeah, that's definitely like what I usually go to.
Yeah. Yeah, I find like the process of picking my next read really hard. It's like
Definitely.
one of my first world problems, I know, but it's like worse than picking my outfits and like
Oh
daily
yeah.
basis decisions. I'm when I know that I'm finishing a book and then I have to stress about picking the next one, I'm like, oh my god, how am I going to figure it out?
Yeah, I'm like in the middle of the book and I'm already thinking like,
Yeah.
what should I read next? Because I know if I finish, I'm gonna like I'm gonna be in a reading slump because I'm not gonna decide. That's why I love series though,
Yeah.
because if I do like a first book in a series, I have the others, so I already know what to read next.
On the other end, like if I start a book series and then I just despise the first one, I'm really like now I want to read the other ones because I don't want to finish something in the middle of it, but I don't have any
Yeah,
motivation, so it kind of goes like both ways.
yeah,
But
I get that. Yeah,
yeah. So I guess that you have been reading since you were a child, and that's really cool that your dad has like a library. Like my parents, we don't own a space here at home like just for books, but we also have like shelves around the house with books, and yes, they have always read, and I've also have been reading since I was a kid, and it's really cool because I guess like I know that people can just discover their love for books when they are teenagers or young adults or something, like there's no age for it, but
yeah.
it's really nice to have started when you were a child and then just go and do some throwbacks and like reread some books or not because
Yeah.
of the
Yeah, I have a whole shelf in my basement with just old books, and sometimes I go there just to see what
yeah.
what I used to read when I was a kid, and it feels very nostalgic, and I absolutely love it. I used to read like a series, I don't know if you know, like the Twins.
Yeah, I also have some.
I absolutely love that series, and Geronimo Stilton.
Yeah, oh my god,
Like
yes.
that was my guilty pleasure. And Tia Stilton, like
Yeah,
Aunt
yeah,
Stilton.
the sister, yeah.
that was my guilty pleasure. And but yeah, I'm very grateful that I grew up in like an environment of reading a lot of books. And my parents are very supportive of my like reading obsession, because there are like four books. There's always enough money.
Yeah, yeah,
We all
true.
know that books are now very expensive, especially like Portuguese books. That's
Yeah.
why I choose most of the times to read in English, because Portuguese books are just, for me, are just so expensive. But my parents always encourage me to read in both language, and they always say like for books there's always enough money, because it's more knowledge, it's culture, and it's good for for your education. So I feel grateful that I grew up in an environment, and I'm of course still growing up in that environment. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's so interesting, and also for the ones listening to the episode, like there's no need necessarily to just buy books and spend money on books, because there are libraries in cities where you
Yeah.
can borrow some books, or like on the internet if you like if you feel that you are able to read in English, there are a lot of free books that you can download. And I remember that when I was like a teen, 13, 14, my parents, especially my dad, he came to my bedroom and he would like borrow me books as if I was like a librarian, and I would uh, write down on a paper, specifically like it was a file for my dad. And yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool. But yeah, I totally agree with you, because there's so many ways now for you like to read, and there's so like, especially for those who read in English, because there's so many. I don't want to like mention the library here, but
Oops.
there's so many ways of getting
Yeah.
like online books. But yeah, I totally use the library. I can't deny
Yeah.
it. I just
It's back, baby. It's back.
it's back. Like Library is, I think it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so like interactive. You can see the cover of the books, because I know there are other websites, but they are just so shitty to look to. Like, I just get bored just searching on them.
Yeah, and the library is just so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy, and it has a lot of books. So when the library closed, I was like, no, my life is over.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I also would like to give the disclaimer before we move on that, uh, of course, we both love books. That's why we are also doing this episode. But there are a lot of ways to just get culture and common knowledge besides books. And I think there's no need for people to feel pressure that they have to read books, because
Exactly.
a lot of people read and it's just like, oh, you look serious, or you look like you are smart. I don't know, I don't it doesn't feel that it has to be that way.
Yeah, sometimes reading a lot of books and everything, it's not for everyone, and no one should feel the pressure to read it because now like everyone is reading, or it's a trend, or
Yeah.
like if you really want to read, go for what's like it interests you, not what everyone is reading.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like don't feel the pressure. Exactly what you said.
Yeah, and also like the intellectuals saying, oh, you have to read the classics. No, no,
No, no,
that's like.
please.
And also like we are both in college, and probably a lot of you are in college too, or you are burnout with work and I don't know, other stuff. And sometimes it's feel like you are going in a reading slump, or you are just not, you want to read, but at the end of the day you just feel mentally tired, and you just want to do other things that don't require a lot of attention. So
Yeah, like I feel that like as I told you, like I'm in a literature course, so I
yeah.
have to read basically. I had to read like in 2 weeks about 5 books just for like my course, and just for exams and work projects and everything, and it got me in a huge reading slump, because like I didn't really like the books I was reading, and it was not my cup of tea. And I was like in a mentally place that it was not good. I was very tired, and I still am a little bit, but I just started giving a little bit of time to, read what I really like and what I really like am just, interested in. And it got my day better, but as you said, it's not for everyone,
Yeah.
and it's like it's whatever you do. Sometimes I tell myself to read, but then I just end up seeing a Netflix show or sleeping or doing anything.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes what I do is that I pick, like when I'm on exam season or something, I pick smaller books, like shorter,
Yeah.
because I feel that I'm reading as much as I'm reading in a normal period of my life. Or I just read like books that are written in Portuguese. I know that I can read perfectly in English, but it's like my native language, so of course it's going to
Yeah.
be easier for the brain. And there are like these small tricks that you can do, but still there are periods that I don't read as much as I do, so it's
And
okay.
yeah, it's okay. It's perfectly okay to be in a reading
Yeah,
slump or just don't feel like reading, because you will find your way back to reading. Like if you really like books and if you really like to read, you will find again. But you also have to allow yourself the time to rest and the time to, do other things and enjoy that time to treat yourself with other things.
yeah. I don't know if you follow Destiny on Instagram and on YouTube.
Destiny?
Yeah, she's
Not.
friends with Sarah, the
Oh, I
Bookstagrams.
know.
Yeah, because before I entered this chat to record the podcast, I was seeing like a Insta story from her, and she was saying that she has only read one book this month, and we are on the 21st of May, so almost ending. And
Yeah.
she's like struggling because she only read one book. She has no content for YouTube videos, so even book like huge bookstagrams that are trending now, they also have these kind of problems, and it's okay.
Yeah, and I really like those, um, book influencers that give you that side of it, that it's okay to be in a reading slump and it's okay to
Yeah,
be in a reading slump and not have content, because we are all humans and we are all going to have those periods of time where we don't feel like reading and we don't feel like, reading a lot of books. And I feel like it's so important to give you that, that side that, sometimes you read 20 books, sometimes you read 50 books, sometimes you read one book or two, like, or sometimes you read none. And
yeah.
I feel like it's important to give you that side of it. And yeah, for sure. I know her and I absolutely love her.
Okay, so before we go and move on to the Never Have I Ever game, because that's what we are going, like it's our main theme for the episode, I would like that you talk briefly about the Broken Arts Club and how you are rewriting the book. And I've
Yeah.
never read it, but I'm going to, okay? After you after
Okay.
you publish
Oh
the
yeah.
new version, I'm going to, I
Thank,
promise.
thank you. That means the world to me. Yeah. About Broken Hearts Club. I feel like Broken Hearts Club is my baby. I wrote Broken Hearts Club when I was 16. It was during 2021, the year of 2021, and it came from a song that I really like. That it's also called Broken Hearts Club
Yeah.
by Gareth Nash. I absolutely love that song, and it was my kind of it was yeah, this is about to say, but it was my breakup song when I had a relationship when I was younger. And people don't take you seriously when you're like 14 or 15 years
Yeah.
old. But I really struggled with, discovering who I was and what I wanted in life during that period of time. And Broken Hearts Club, it's a story about that. And I really wanted to be a reflection of what I went through. And so it's like it's a story about, discovering who you are in the world. And of course, it's going to come with a lot of drama. It's going to come with romance. It's going to come with new friendship. It's going to come with change. But it's mainly about discovering who you are in the world and what you want. And sometimes it's like the unexpected. I still struggle with that, but Broken Hearts Club was kind of the closure to a chapter, and the start of a new one. So it was very important for me, and it was life changing to write that book, because while I was writing, and I feel like every author should do this, it's write for yourself and write what you love and write what you want to hear, or what you need to hear. And that's what I did with Broken Arms Club, and that's why I am so proud of it. And that's why I feel like I should do more justice to it. And that's why I decide to rewrite, because I can do more justice to that story. Even though the main plot and the essence of the story is going to be there, I'm going to do some changes. I'm going to, a new cover, get longer chapters. But yeah, that's why I felt like rewriting, because it's my baby. I'm so proud of that book. I'm so proud of the story. And when I finished writing, I just started crying, because those characters mean the
Aw.
absolute world to me. So yeah, like the rewriting process, it's going well. Of course, this month of May is like, it's a lot stressful because of college, because of a lot of things that I have to do. But I'm taking the time to give the justice that this book deserves. And yeah, it's going well. I have a lot of things planned, a lot of, kind of marketing plan that I didn't do it for,
The
the
first time.
first
Yeah.
version. Um, but yeah, and now I felt like it was the perfect time too, because now that I'm more included in the book community, I feel like I just feel the love, and it's enough for me to give to the people, this book. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And excited, yeah.
Yeah, that's like so interesting. And also, I feel like you're rewriting, but you also have more experience with books and reading now, so
Yeah,
probably
I know.
that's,
Yeah, and I know exactly what I'm looking for in a book now, so
yeah.
I kind of know what to go for. And yeah, I'm very
Yeah,
excited.
and I remember like when I was 18 until now, I'm almost 22. It's not a big difference, but I think in these ages, we are changing every year. Like I don't even think
Yeah,
alike as I did in like last year. And it was, for me, it's so intriguing, and I'm always like overthinking about this. Like, how am I changing all the time? What the fuck is happening
yeah,
to me? Having new values and new ideas and like changing my mindset. It's interesting and it's good, but at the same time, it's like I kind of just fear that I'm going to be like this forever. But I guess it's not that. It's not the case.
yeah. I feel like I'm changing every month. It's so
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, true.
Yeah, and of course, it comes, because your life changes. Things occur in your life that changes you, and you know, I am fear of change. I'm a fear of change, and I am changing. Like now in September, I am basically taking a big step and taking a big change. But I kind of, what I tell myself is that trust the process.
Yeah,
Um,
true, true, true. Yeah,
you're gonna end up where you're supposed to end up, and you're gonna become what you're supposed to become. And you should be proud of yourself, and enjoy the ride. So yeah, I feel
yeah,
exactly the same
yeah.
as you.
If I think back, those times that I was like, they were just random and normal and nothing was happening at all. Now I can see they were necessary for what I
Yeah,
am now, and uh, yeah, just as you said, trust the process, and everything is going to be back on track.
exactly. I feel that's basically what I feel. And yeah, Broken Hearts Club is that. It's basically that, but you just describe it. So
Yeah.
I think it's a book that you would like.
Oh,
That's my
nice, nice.
recommendation for you.
Yeah, because I guess that's what we spend a lifetime searching for is our place in the world and where do we fit, as
Yeah.
you describe the book. So I'm now motivated and excited to read it. So please
Oh,
just hit me up when it's there. Of
don't
course,
worry,
I'm
girl.
going to
Yeah.
pay attention for your socials, and also I recommend you listeners do too, because she also gives some recommendations and all of that in the book world. So I guess we can now go to the Never Have I Ever. The
Yes.
first
Yeah.
questions and like the first challenges are going to be about, like, they are meant for readers and for book lovers, but the fifth, like the last ones, they are just normal Never Have I Ever's. So if you want to find out, just
Yeah.
keep listening to the episode. And the first one is, it's this is like easy, and I think most of them we already did try and we already experienced. And I think if we were like drinking alcohol as we do in parties with this game, we would be like wasted at the end of this episode. So I'm glad we are not. But the first one is, never have I ever dropped a book on your face, on our face, while reading.
Oh, I have a lot
Yeah,
of
me too.
times.
And
Oh,
it's not good.
no.
Oh,
Like, no, that it's not a good thing.
yeah. I've also dropped my e-reader sometimes, and it's like painful.
Yeah, it's so painful.
Yeah. Never have I ever hid a book that we were reading, like for other people. We didn't want to show them, so we hid it.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of times. A lot of times. I was reading The Deal in it was on the subway. It was in the in the bus,
Mm-hmm.
and I have the off campus series with those covers that are like girls, and I was like hiding it because I didn't want anyone to see what I was reading
Yeah.
because they just like I know like no shame to read those. Like I read those all the time, but it's just so awkward because people are gonna look at you and they're gonna be like, "What is she reading?"
Yeah. I think I do that sometimes in college because I'm like, people are going to judge me. But also, I think in the past, I was more worried about that because now most of the books I read are on my readers, so you are never
Yeah,
like seeing the cover of it, of them. And also, I think in the past, I was more like overthinking, oh, people are going to judge me by what I'm reading, or even just the act of reading in public places. I'm like, they are going to think I'm a nerd, but now I don't care. I think it's cool.
yeah, exactly. That's what everyone should do. Don't
Yeah.
care about what other people think. In any situation. And now that we're talking about reading, like, don't be ashamed of what you're reading.
Yeah, not at all.
But yeah,
Never have I ever lied about what you are reading. I think this is kind of the same. Yeah, I've
yeah,
lied.
yeah. I like to my parents. My parents asked what I was reading. I was like, oh, yeah. I'm reading.
Yeah, as long as I'm reading, you should be happy.
Yeah.
Never have I ever DNF a book.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Never have I ever DNF a book, like did not finish the book. I
Oh, a lot of
have.
times. I am guilty for that.
Yeah, yeah, true. Like, I was the person that absolutely despise, and I was like so skeptical about people that would just stop a book in the middle of it. But I've come through some books in the past years that there's no way I can read them.
Yeah, especially like when you just came out of a reading slump, you start reading a book, and if the book's not it, like I don't feel like finishing it. And now that I remember, like you publishing, like I didn't finish Beach Read, and I'm guilty for that.
Yeah.
I finished like Beach Read from for Emily Henry. I'm very interested to read like her new book Happily Place, and of course I also haven't started Book Lovers. I tried to start, but I was like, no, this is a summer read, so I'm gonna read during the summer.
Yeah.
But Beach Read, I was guilty for that. I basically stopped 2 chapters from the end. I just couldn't. I couldn't.
Yeah, it was one of my recent books, my recent reads, and it was so hard for me. And I was like questioning myself: Am I reading the same book as the other people are talking about? Like, this is not
Yeah.
the same book because they are giving it 5 stars. It's not possible. But then I read Book Lovers, and I absolutely loved it. Like, it was so good that I don't know how they came from the same author, but I guess they are not meant for everyone. And
Yeah.
but I
That's
already have Happy Place on my reader, so it's going to be one of my next ones too.
Yeah, that's like totally one of like I really want to read Book Lovers and Happy Place during the summer. I also have People We Meet on Vacation, but
Yeah,
that's like I haven't read a lot of good things about it, so I don't know how I feel
yeah, you told
about.
me.
But I really want to give Emily and Harry a new chance because I
Yeah,
feel like I'm gonna like it. But it's exactly what it said, and what I want to mention is the expectations that people put in a book now are insane. That you go into the book with those expectations in mind, and then
yeah,
when it doesn't match, and when you have a different opinion, like it just kind of feels weird, and sometimes people don't receive that well. But I sometimes go with a lot of expectations to books, and I feel like I should not do that, and I'm trying not to do that anymore. But yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to mention because it's a huge, huge problem that I think readers, especially like book influencers and everything, give us.
yeah.
I don't know.
That's kind of happening to me now because I'm currently reading Magnolia Parks, the first one, and I
Ooh,
think I'm going to
okay.
finish it today. Have you read it?
No, I haven't. I really want to, but I
Yeah,
haven't.
yeah, because Sarah totally sold the book to the followers and to the
Yeah.
yeah to the YouTube followers, and I started like this week at the end of this week, and then I of course I had high hopes because everyone talks good things about the book and how it changed like their lives, and it's so good, and they have to read the second and the third and the fourth right away,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, but what is this? Like, there's
You
no
like it?
story.
Oh, okay. But that's
I'm so surprised. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. But that's so. I think it's so important to give like both opinions. That's why I don't feel like people sometimes say, "Oh, you shouldn't do reviews of books you kind of like you don't like." No, but
Why?
why? You should be
Yeah.
allowed to give your opinion about any book. Like, of course, not like a book is not going to be for everyone, but you should be allowed to give your opinion and say, like, okay, this book was not for me. It was not very good, but can be for you. But I'm just giving you my opinion. Why? Like, people are always saying now that, oh, you should do reviews if are like 3.5 stars and, upper. No.
Yeah.
Like, you should give your opinion about any book. And that's what I feel like, for example, normal people, a lot of
Oh my
people are
god.
saying bad things. But for example, I loved it.
I
I
didn't.
loved and I hated conversations with friends. I didn't. But it's like, it's not for everyone. And I feel like everyone should be allowed to have different opinions about books, and
Yeah.
everyone should be allowed to say what they think.
Yeah, for instance, I prefer conversations with friends, but still, I think I gave it like 3 or 4 stars. But I think that if you justify your arguments and you give reasons to not liking the book and you don't disrespect the
Yeah,
author or something, it's legit. Like, it's
yeah,
okay to just tell people your opinion. And one thing that I do when I'm not enjoying the book that much is I like after 1 or 200 pages I go to Goodreads and I start reading reviews because I have like
oh yeah,
I'm desperately searching for someone that has the same opinion as me, so I don't feel bad.
yeah,
I think that's kind of just like not a good thing because I'm like, oh my god, no one is thinking the same thing as me. But in this case of Magnolia Parks, I found some people with that they were not enjoying that, and they were like just canceling some characters of the book, and I was like, okay, now I'm more relieved.
yeah. I really wanted to read Magnolia Parks.
Yeah,
Now I have
sorry.
like, I think I'm gonna read it anyway. But it's
Yeah,
good to
yeah,
have, that perspective of it.
yeah, yeah. I think it's easy to read the vocabulary and the pace of the book, but still, there's no. I'm not even asking for a plot twist, but the story. There's no story. It's like 500 pages just saying the same thing chapter after chapter,
Yeah.
and that's why I was kind of just um, with high expectations, and now I'm not liking it. But at the same time, I think if I didn't knew the book or I didn't heard a lot of reviews, I would feel more normal or okay with it because I didn't have previous
Yeah,
expectations.
exactly.
There's one thing also to this is that I also like to discuss books with other people and read reviews and that because
Yeah.
sometimes I change a little bit my point of view about the book and my perspective because you know, for example, you can read the same book as me and you notice other things that I didn't, or yeah, you notice in a different way.
Yeah, people are gonna like have different perspectives of books, and I think that's one of the most interesting parts about reading is knowing the other perspectives and what people got that you didn't, and what you got from the book that people didn't.
Yeah,
And I feel like that. I think that's the beauty of reading. It's that everyone, you read the same book, but everyone is gonna have a different perspective of it,
yeah.
and that's such a beautiful thing from reading. And yeah, I absolutely love it.
Okay, so going to the next one. Never have I ever dreamed of a book boyfriend.
No, of course not. No, I don't do that. No.
Yeah, never. I don't even know what this means.
What are book boyfriends?
Yeah.
What is no. Yeah. Yeah.
That's like sensitive content, sensitive topic.
It's like, yeah, like next question,
Yeah,
please.
please, next. Never have I ever complained about a book turned movie.
Oh, I did. I did.
Yeah, me too,
I,
of course.
I think everyone does.
I think
I
it's
think
really easy that a movie is not as good as a book.
yeah. I think yeah. Yeah, I think it's I think it's gonna be, it's so hard for a like movie or a series or something to, be better than the book. Um, and even if it's good, you're always gonna complain about like a little bit about,
Yeah,
oh, that is in the book and that's not in like in the series or in the movie. So yeah,
yeah. But
it's
also,
not.
I think that sometimes the beauty of reading a book is not the story itself, or it's not only the story, but also like the writing and the
Yeah,
words they use, and that you cannot take it into a movie. It's not possible, and it's not the same format, so it's easy to happen.
Yeah.
Never have I ever said the book was better. Yeah, I think,
I think.
of course,
Yeah.
same. Never have I ever cried while reading. Oh, of
Oh,
course.
obviously.
I think I cry more in books than in movies or TV shows.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. Like I'm a very sensitive person, but books just get to me because it's like words speak so much louder, and for me, it's just so like I think I have books that have the watermarks from my tears.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that I finished books that I was a completely mess, and I remember that it was at night before I went like sleeping, and I was like, no, not possible. I have to grieve this book now.
Yeah, sometimes you get into a reading slump because of that, because you're
Yeah.
grieving a book.
And also like the standards are so high that you are afraid that you are going to pick a book that
Yeah,
is not going to meet those standards.
yeah.
Um, never have I ever made someone read your favorite book.
Oh,
I tried.
oh yeah, I have. I actually have. My friends actually influenced me too. My friends have already done it because I'm reading the Twisted series because of them.
Ah, yeah, I've seen on her Instagram.
But yeah, I have. I have. I think I made. I made a friend read Normal People because she liked it, and I think like I made my boyfriend read like
Whoa,
a book.
that's a big
Yeah.
achievement. So,
Yeah, it was like the biggest. I almost cried seeing him like talking about the book. I was like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you.
yeah. I think my family, like relatives, they sometimes read books, even they borrow my books, and I'm afraid they feel pressure that I don't shut up. So I don't think this is reliable. But even this week, I went to see the Coldplay concert outside, of course, because I didn't have the ticket. And I was recommending my favorite book to a friend of mine, and he was like, "Why? Like, please just read and then we talk." Then
Yeah.
never have I ever followed my our favorite author online.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just like after you finish a book, you just go
yeah, yeah,
online and
yeah,
you just see TikToks. Who's the author? Social media. Is a book? Is a new book coming out?
yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah.
just do that.
But sometimes I'm a little afraid to do that because I'm like, uh, I have like this kind of idea of the author, like this bias idea, and then I go and see, and I'm like, it's not what I was expecting. But I guess it happens with everything in life. So
Yeah.
never have I ever pulled out our Kindle or e-reader at a party.
Oh yeah. I I went to a club. I went to a club like I think a week ago, and my friends mocked me because I was with a bag and I had my e-reader with me, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "If I need a bathroom break, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna read a little bit."
Yeah.
Because social anxiety, guys, you know. And yeah, I have already done it.
I don't know if I ever got to that point, but at a party like at an house party, yes. And I'm always carrying my e-reader, or since I have like the Kobo, I also have the app for the iPhone, and I can
Yeah,
read on my iPhone. So sometimes I don't carry with me because it doesn't fit in the bag, or I don't want to carry that weight. But
yeah,
I read
me
on
too.
the phone. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. But I got to that point. I got to that point. Yeah.
You eat rock bottom.
Yeah, I hit the rock bottom. And I'm like, I am proud of it. Well, just let me be me.
Never have I ever gone to a book signing. Yes.
I wait. I don't think I've ever been to. I no, I've been to, but it was like in my school.
It was not
But
voluntarily.
it was the writer from. It was the writers of the books that I really liked, but it was like in my school, so I had to go.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever been to one voluntary. Like Anna Wang, the Twisted series like writer, she was here and my friends went to, but it was before I started reading. And now I've wished I'd go, but
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to one. If someone comes to like the book fair here in Lisbon, because that's like I feel so lucky to live here and to be close to the book fair. But if someone comes here, maybe I'll go. But yeah, that's a thing that I think I'm gonna put that on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I have a funny story to this because this year on March I bought a book. It's from a Portuguese author, Rita da Nova, and she published her first novel. And I was like, okay, I'm going to read it sometime. I don't have like, it's not a rush. But then she announced she was coming to my hometown. And in 5 days, I was like, okay, I'm going to buy the book and I have to read it in like in this period of time, in this timeline, so that I can go to the signing and I know what she's talking about. And I bought the book, and plot twist, I got sick and I couldn't get out of bed. And I was like, okay, but still I can go. But my parents were like, no, you are coughing your lungs out of you. You cannot go to a book signing. No one is going to hear what she's saying. And I was so pissed because I couldn't
wow,
go. And now I have to wait that she goes to the town where I'm studying, but she have never announced it yet, so I'm kind of just waiting for the moment.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, some you're gonna meet. But yeah, that sucks. That actually sucks.
Yeah, because I bought it specifically to the occasion. I could just read it some other time, but no.
Yeah.
Never have I ever laughed out loud at a book.
Oh yeah, all the time.
I don't know if it was my biggest laugh, but yeah, I laugh at books every time.
Yeah, I feel like I've laughed. Not like, as you said, not a very like big laugh. My
Yeah.
biggest laugh that I couldn't stop laughing. But sometimes I find funny things, and I let out a laugh without even noticing. Sometimes
Yeah. Never have I ever listened to an audiobook.
I tried to start one,
I can't.
but I haven't. I haven't listened, but I tried to start one, and it was actually nice because I think for me, as I'm a person who creates a lot of like fake scenarios, it's perfect
Yeah.
because it's just the voice, not those audiobooks that it's like it seems like a robot is reading a book, but when it's like a person and that person gives the expression and gives the intention of basically the text justice to it, I feel like it can be interesting. I tried to start Malibu Rising with an audiobook because I read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I read Daisy Jones and the Six, and after I read those two, I already had Malibu Rising, and I was like, okay, I need to read. I need to read this. But every time that I started reading Malibu Rising, I was like, I can't. I don't know. I don't feel the connection with the book. And when I discovered the audiobook in actually like in Spotify, I was like, maybe this is it. Maybe this is my sign. And I started, and it was okay. It was not like the best thing in the world, but it gave me the motivation to start reading the book and to kind of connect to it. And now I'm very like motivated to read the books. So, but I don't think it's also like totally like 100% my cup of tea. And
Yeah.
it's not for everyone, for sure.
I've listened to a marketing book because I wanted to read because it was from my professor at college.
Yeah.
But I was just not interested, sorry. Okay, I don't have the grade yet, so I'm really afraid to say this, and then Karma is going to just, oh, yeah, you didn't pass. And I'm also a heavy listener to podcasts. I'm listening to
Yeah.
podcasts like every time, all day. Not all day, but like every day. So I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to like listening to audiobooks since I like listening to podcasts and I like reading, and it's kind of just a combination. But I don't like. I've tried. I also tried Harry Potter because I've never read the books, and it's you
Okay.
know it's a concept, and yeah, it's not my thing, but also I don't. I think I didn't try enough. Like I was not in the right mindset. I was kind of skeptical, so I was previously expecting that I was not going to like. It was like kind of my attitude. So yeah,
Yeah.
deep.
I feel like it.
Never have I ever messaged an author online.
Oh, I have already.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't. I actually did, like, with Jenny Han, the author of To All the Boys I've Loved Before and Some Nights Are Pretty and everything. She was in London, like, I think two days or one day before I was going there, and she was signing books in Waterstones, and I was like, oh my god, if I meet Jenny Han, I'm gonna freak out. And I messaged her saying like, are you staying in London for longer
So cute.
and you're gonna be in Waterstones? I really love you. And I basically said that to her, and she signed some books of like The Summer Nights I'm Pretty in Waterstones. But when I went there when I came. Like I basically arrived, and at the same day I was in Waterstones.
Yeah.
And I went there to see if there was like the book signed, but they were already sold out.
No.
And no, and I didn't like. Of course, she never replied.
Yeah.
But it was worth the try, and I absolutely freaked out when I saw her in London. But yeah, like of course I have. Just to, like I am, the possibilities are probably like zero, like are zero from those
Yeah.
amazing big authors, but it's worth trying your shot.
Yeah. Why not? A girl can dream.
Yeah.
I've also done this, but they've never replied to. And I was like, when I was writing the message, I was really expecting they were going to reply. I don't know why, but I was like, of course they are going to answer me.
Yeah.
And I wrote like a message from the bottom of my heart, and I was like, they are going to read this. No, no, they didn't. um, Never have I ever smelled a new book. Me, I smell everything.
Yeah, exactly right. The smell of new books it's just the best smell.
Yeah, that's one of the main things I miss most about reading paper books, like, yeah, physical versions.
Is the smell.
Yeah, it's the lack of smell. Maybe they could, like, just try and create a new perfume,
Oh
or
yeah, that would be nice.
and just like when you buy a e-reader, they smell like that. Am I creating a new idea? And now you are going, like, you listeners, you are going to make money out of my idea. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
But, well, you never know. Maybe it already exists, like on Shein or on Wish, AliExpress.
Yeah.
I'm going to look
Yeah, I'm gonna to
after,
search
yeah.
after this.
Never have I ever hugged or kissed a book. I have.
Uh-huh. Of course, yeah.
Oh
Especially
my
like when you're book boyfriends. As I
Yeah.
said, I don't have one. No, I
But
don't have one. I'm not that kind of person. But when a
hypothetically,
comes to, you just have to kiss it. And I
yeah.
love you.
Yeah, like in another world, if I do have one, I might have done that. Never have I ever written fan fiction.
I haven't, but I've read a lot.
I haven't too.
But I like Wattpad was it was the thing. Like I haven't written, but Wattpad was just the thing for fan fiction, and I would read
Yeah.
a of it.
I think it was trending more last year comparing
Yeah,
to now.
now it's not so much, but
Yeah.
last year was like it was a big thing. It was becoming a big thing again.
I think I just read one book series. One fan fiction series, which was Heartstopper, but now it's a book too, so I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah. I read Heartstopper too.
I think there's a new book now, or it haven't.
No, it's releasing. I don't think it's
Yeah,
already out. It's
okay.
gonna be released.
Yeah, because I saw some things about it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I really want to see
Yeah.
what's coming.
I've never have I ever dreamt about being in a relationship with a fictional character. No, we already said no. Okay.
No,
Why
we don't.
do they keep
Like
bringing
it's
this
just
up? Yeah.
yeah.
Never have I ever read a book in one sitting or one day.
Oh yeah, I've read.
Yeah, me too.
Not a lot, like a lot of people do, but I've read
Yeah.
and in one day.
Yeah, I tried to challenge myself. So last summer I did like a YouTube video which the concept was like reading a book in one day, but I like reading for a book for a YouTube video and just in one day I didn't like it because it was so much pressure, and I just like reading because I like it and it's a leisure activity and it's something that I do for fun, not like
Yeah,
to be pressured about. So like if I do read a book in one day, it's because I'm engaged and I want to, not because someone told me to.
yeah.
Never have I ever bought a book because of the cover.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A lot.
That's where do my money go? Yeah.
I've read books, like especially like not buy, but I've of course I've already bought books because of the cover, but like on Goodreads sometimes I add books
Just
just
because.
because of the cover.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I think I'm also like I'm too picky with the covers. I don't tend to like a lot of covers now of like the trendy books.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the last one
Okay.
before the random never have I ever's like the common ones,
Mhm.
which is never have I ever spilled a drink over my book.
I haven't. No, water counts.
Yeah, if water counts, I have.
Yeah, if water counts, I have. But if water doesn't count, I haven't.
Yeah.
And it's
Also,
like it's not on purpose, of course.
yeah, of course not.
And I cried about it.
Yeah, that's water too, in another kind of way.
Yeah.
Usually I don't drink or eat when I'm reading, or if I do, it's like
Yeah.
on the table, so the book is not as close to me as it is when I'm in the sofa or something.
And even that like I at least try to be like so careful. So careful.
Yeah. Okay, so now we are going to five never have I ever uh, daily life challenges.
Okay.
Never have I ever gone skinny dipping.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, me too.
I have, and it was so much fun. I went with like three friends, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, I like it. Like I've done it once, but I want to do it like this summer too because it's so fresh and so I feel so free and it's just a nice feeling.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do this summer too because my friend, I did a bet with my friends. We did two bets that it was if we got into the same school, like in London, I would paint my my hair like red. I have, but like it doesn't. You don't see it very clearly for
Yeah.
photos, but I have. And the bet that we did with her is it's like if she got in, we would go skinny dipping all together, and she got in, so we're probably gonna do it.
Ooh, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah. But I did it at night,
Oh
like in
yeah.
the dark, not in a proper beach, like because there are naked beaches.
Yeah,
Like they are specifically to that, but it wasn't. Never have I ever peed in the shower. I have, sorry.
I have. Sorry if people find that disgusting, but sometimes you can't control it.
Yeah.
Feel.
Yeah. And sometimes like you can control it, but it doesn't like why are you going to wait? I'm not going to overshare now. I'm going to just
Yeah.
shut up and go to never have I ever Googled myself. I
I
have.
think I have. I have to. Not a lot of things came out, but I want to see what's related to my name.
Yeah. Also, my name is like just a regular name.
My name is very common too. So my last name is like Rodrigues, so it's a
Yeah.
very common name.
Never have I ever gone to a party I wasn't invited to. I have.
I have to, and it was like my friends. I wasn't invited, but my friend brought me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
That's
it's
yeah.
like I've
But
go on.
no, I was just saying that. Yeah, I have.
Yeah, like I've never crashed into a party just by myself, but I went with other people, yeah. And
Yeah.
sometimes those are the nights that are most fun because you don't have expectations. So you are like,
Yeah.
this is going to be shitty. I should probably stay home. And it turns out it was fun.
It was funny. Yeah.
And the last one is never have I ever had a negative bank account balance. Oh my god.
Oh, I have.
Me too.
I had, and as I say, cool girls, the best girls, always, like, they had.
Yeah.
And those who don't get it, like, they're just.
They are lying. I think it was fun. I think most of them, as I was saying, we already did them, but it's normal because they happen to every reader. And to end this episode, I would like to I would like that you recommend a book to be my next read. And also I think I'm going to end Magnolia Parks today because I'm like 100 pages or less to end. So if you want, you can pick my next read, and then
You're giving me an important job.
yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Also because in the beginning I said it's something that I really give some thought.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So to recommend you, I have to know what do you like to read, like the genre?
Okay. I think my favorite ones, the ones I end up liking the most, are thrillers and mystery too. And you also mentioned them, so I guess you have some.
Yeah. Okay. So, have you read? I think you've read it. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
No.
You haven't?
No.
So that so that's my recommendation to you. It's such a good book. I absolutely loved it, and I didn't found like the plot twist. It was for me like I didn't get it. And it's like it's actually a cool thing because if you read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and then you read the next book, you're gonna like why the title is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I don't think it's a spoiler, but it's kind of like related to podcasting. So
Okay.
I think
Okay.
I think you're gonna like it. And
So,
if you like mystery and with a little like it has a little bit of romance, like sweet romance to it. And I was absolutely like with no expectations to it because people said that the plot twist was predictable, but I actually liked it. So if you like mysteries, I think it's a good read.
okay, so I'm going to see if I find it on the library. Whatever. No,
Um,
but I'm going to see if they have it on Kobo Plus. But if they don't, I'm going to download it today, and then
yeah.
I'll update on my Instagram what I'm thinking about it. So is it a
Uh,
book series? Like there's a second one?
yeah, there's a second one and the third one. There's
Okay.
three, and I think there's like one there it's like it's the before the first
Oh
one.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I was interested in starting. It was like
It's like a spin-off.
it's a little novel. It's a very small novel, and it was like before everything happened, what got her interested in like discovering and getting into that whole mystery thing in the first book.
Okay.
So yeah,
It's like a spin-off of the three
yeah,
books.
exactly. It's like a
Okay.
spin-off. Yeah,
I like that. Like I like when they release books. For example, the Maze Runner book series.
yeah,
I've read it, and it's not my kind of books because fantasy and all that I don't really engage with. But they also have a spin-off, and I loved it. So yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Thank you.
Hey, oh, you're welcome. Like I was
Yeah.
so nervous because I didn't know like, oh my god. But I was really nervous because I really thought, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Everyone has read it, but yeah, I'm excited for you to read it.
Yeah, we'll see if you did a good job. You had one
Oh,
job, you had one job.
don't say
So
that.
let's see if you didn't
Now the
fail.
pressure. Now the pressure is coming.
Yeah. So I guess we can wrap up the episode. I deeply thanking you for being here and accepting my invitation. And thank you guys also for listening. I don't know if you have like uh, something to say before we close.
Um, I don't know. It's just I'm gonna thank you too for this opportunity. Like I feel like now, talking about books and talking about reading, it's becoming more like a usual thing, and I feel like it's very important. So yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to meet you and discuss you something that I absolutely love. And yeah, for the people who are listening, don't feel pressure to read. Just know that we like to, and we have gave you some, some funny things to laugh about, and some, content and some reads. But yeah,
Yeah, of course. And if you do want to read and you are looking for books, you can also follow our accounts or where we recommend some new books or our current books. And we'll talk next week.
yeah.
Bye.
Bye.